Good morning. Today is April 27th, 2021. This is Barely Controlled Chaos, and I'm Jeff. So, sorry, I'm having trouble waking up, and it is morning. Maybe not having trouble waking up, having trouble staying awake. That's better. It was kind of a rough night with the baby and just everything. That's okay. Moving on. So I talked a little bit in one of the Great Heights videos about finding or not measuring your beginning to somebody's middle. The idea is that basically you're looking at somebody else who's already been doing what they're doing for several years, or they're just getting, they're starting to get established in what they're doing, and you're starting out, whatever your venture is, whether it happens to be homesteading or writing or a new career or whatever. You're just getting started, and you keep measuring yourself against them. And it's not a bad thing to say, look, let's see if I'm making the growth steps that I need to make to get to where they are, to get to where I want to be. That's not bad. What causes the problem is when you start measuring that against, well, how come I'm not there yet? When you start asking yourself, how come I'm not there yet? How come I'm not there yet? And then trying to leapfrog some of the steps to get there. Whether that, in the case of a lot of homesteaders, what that it turns into is spending money on equipment or facilities or infrastructure for your farm, and ending up going in debt, and then not being able to, take care of, what, forgetting. Basically, you end up getting into a trap where you get stuck, and your farm's not producing what you want it to, and you're trying to figure out how to pay the bills, and obviously that's exactly what you want to try to avoid. That's what it's for me. If I ever make a real go of this, if I ever am able to quit my job and this becomes my job, the whole reason I'm doing that is to get away from working just to the working to live versus living to work. Other way around, sorry. Yeah, I don't want to have to go to work every day to live. I know that's what we do as adults. We work to provide for our families, and that's fine. But that's not, at least work outside of the house. And I understand, and I'm not romanticizing it, because I do understand that if you become a farm business, it is a business and you are going to have to work. It's not like, you sit back and just watch the money roll in, watch the eggs come out, or the chickens, or whatever. But, sorry, I'm going to stop for just a second and see if I can get a shot of that. Look at that. Get me out of the frame. Beautiful sunrise. Anyway, it's not like I'm saying that, this wouldn't be work. It's a lot of work. It's hard work. I worked this weekend. We worked our butts off, taking those trees down, then cutting them all up so that we could actually do it. I know a lot of farms around here, I've seen it already this summer, or this spring, they just pile everything up in a big, tree size things piled up, and then start a fire for it and do a brush fire. And I'm not comfortable with that. Maybe someday I'll get to that point, but I'm not comfortable with it at this point, especially since the kids want to be out there. This is exciting to them, so I want to So I keep it down to a large campfire size, and it's, you know, it's a big bonfire. It's still, you know, especially when you throw the tops of the cedar trees on there, it goes up pretty high, and they get all excited. But it makes me nervous having, you know, all the kids out there and doing anything bigger than that. So anyway, we chopped all that up, and that was a ton of work. And, you know, doing the things that we do, it is work. It's physical labor. It's thinking about, you know, how we're going to. It's thinking about what we're going to buy and what we're not going to buy. They're just going crazy this morning. Anyway, thinking about that kind of stuff and planning. So it is still work, and it's still using a lot of the skills that I use in both my other jobs. So it's still work, and so I'm not idealizing that. But what I'm saying is that, you know, I don't want, what I do right now is something that I have to do because I need to pay the bills. And I've lost my train of thought. Totally lost it. I do that because it needs to be done. Not because I enjoy it. Not because I want to do it. And there's something to be said for doing stuff that needs to be done. And I'm just rambling here. Anyway, what I was starting to say is measuring yourself against somebody's middle here. Everything takes time. Overnight millionaires or overnight successes, when you see those overnight successes of somebody who's written a book, and this is an example because I work sort of outside my other two jobs. I actually, you know, pretend I'm an author and try to be an editor, and anyway, that's you look at people who become overnight successes with their book, and the truth is, in most cases, those people have been working on that book for a while. They probably had 5 or 6 books before that. So overnight success usually takes about 10 years, is the joke. And that's true. And it's true with everything. And I think that's where I was going with this. This is much longer than I intended. But anyway, that's what I was thinking this morning. So just don't try to measure yourself at your beginning or wherever you are in your process against somebody else's, some other point in their process, much further along. It's okay to be at the beginning. So Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.